Hey guys, how you doing? I figured it was about time for an update. We've been busier than heck and kind of got a little behind on the video editing and things like that, but things have been very, very busy here with One Ocean and of course at the school. We just finished finals and had our end of the quarter celebration last night. So this is a real-time update of where we're at on December 11th here. So lots going on, a lot of awesome progress being made. So let's take a look around. We'll give you the updates. Yep. So as you can see, the bow thruster is in, solid, looking really, really good. We're doing some final fairing. Gonna put on some nice eyebrows on each side of the old girl for optimal aerodynamics. So everything going really good there. We also have built a support that's gonna go inside to support the tube, so we can show you guys that as well. All right, well here we are up at the stem. One of the volunteers did an awesome job removing the old stem plate here. Of course, 5200 by the looks of things. It was not easy to get off, and now still the fun job of actually removing said 5200, which is trying to take, of course, gel coat and everything else. But we're gonna get the whole new ice shield built up and installed here. Not a bad idea when icebergs are a thing. And then in addition to that, also putting a little additional bowsprit on so that we can fly some light air sails. Should be awesome.
Captain Mark, what are you working on today?
Well, the Applied Physics Lab wants to know sea surface temperature, sophisticated sea surface temperature. So there's a sensor on the front of the boat that's looking ahead, right on the surface, above water, and this one will be just below the surface of the water. And this is a sophisticated, calibrated temperature sensor. So we're trying to find the place that will be least disturbed and fairly close to the top of the water looking from underneath. So we think we found it. We have to go inside and see if we're drilling into something important.
That's right. Excellent.
Progress.
Progress. It's coming together.
Cool, so as with all boat projects, there's always fun, unexpected things you find along the way. I discovered there was a couple of the bolts leaking actually for the handrail here. So what do? You get to remove the whole darn thing. Of course, in that process, you break a few fasteners. Removing it, pull the whole thing up, rebed the whole thing, new fasteners, new installation. You know, one little finding that you wish you wouldn't have seen ends up taking hours. So
days,
that's just
2 more days.
Days, 2 more days, no problem. Also right here, you can see where they're ferrying it out. This is where the old electric winch was removed from the deck with the foot pedals here. So that's gonna be all gone. And then let's go look at where the winch is gonna go now. All right, so here it is, check this out. So here's our new location for the winch. Far better location because guess what? Now we can actually use it in the protection of the Dodger here. But for that luxury, we will pay in plenty of work. So of course we got to move the wiring and everything for the electric winch, not to mention running all the leads for the lines and everything else. So it's all worth it in the end because when it's rough weather, it's going to be pretty nice to be right here protected for all that.
What you got there, Professor?
Oh, check this out. This is going to be such a better customization. So it used to have just a little kind of 45 coming right down to the deck here. Which gave it some structural support, but made it impossible to actually use a winch handle on the winch. Not that great. Also, being that low wasn't that awesome for actually, giving you something to grab onto. So this is going to be a very nice handle that you can actually grab. Gives you plenty of room. Heck, I could even climb through it. We like this a heck of a lot better. All right here, check this out. Removed the Traveler, main sheet Traveler here. Filled all the holes, so that's gonna be nice and smooth now. Moving the Traveler up to the top, it's going to be a much better spot for it. So
with a new boom.
With a new boom, of course.
To make it strong enough.
Got the brand new boom as well. So lot of serious improvements, and going to make sail handling a lot easier and more comfortable. So cool. So here we are up in the bow. Like we showed you, bow thruster tube in, bow thruster mounted. But because we had to mount the thruster motor at an angle, we just wanted to give it a little extra support. So check out that sweet custom cradle. That's gonna basically be glued to that bulkhead like that. Bow thruster motor is sitting in there, so that's gonna be really, really nice structural support. Ooh.
Like when we're pounding through waves.
Like pounding through waves, and you don't need a heavy motor trying to snap off and sink you or anything. Almost forgot to mention, check out the sweet paint job down there. I know one of the owners has been very serious about painting. After we got done in there, she came in and gave it a beautiful paint job, and then went on and painted every locker, closet, hidey hole, cubby hole, you name it. So all new paint, really nice and clean, smells like a brand new boat. All right, check this out. Custom sliding shelf here. This is gonna be for a little bit of a little mini printer and place for some paper, office supplies. Very nice friend of the captain, neighbor of the captain, helped out with that, so that's gonna be beautiful. And then lots of space down below for all sorts of other supplies, office supplies, etc.
Safety gear.
And safety gear. All right, so here we are in the engine bay. This as well has all been cleaned, painted, looking really good. Stringers are ready to go, so we are game for the engine. Next week it's going in. Inspected, and of course inspected all the through holes, made sure everything's good before we go put a big giant engine in here, and they're much more difficult to access, so we are good to go. All right, check this out. Here we are in the aft cabin. The Durade repair is complete and looking beautiful on both sides. But of course, we had all the headliner down, and we're looking at things and went like, you know, maybe we should insulate. And it just so happened we had a nice donation of some of this sweet closed cell foam like this. So we'll get some spray adhesive and put this stuff up all over. So whether it's hot, whether it's cold, it's going to be both. It's going to be really nice to have this insulated back here. So, all right, and then here we are. So that new location for the electric winch is going to be coming through right about here. So once we get that installed, we're gonna have to build a little box around that, and of course run the wiring down and around, set that all up. And we've also got started templating here for our new overhead panels that are gonna go in, which of course are gonna be tied into whatever that box ends up looking like for the electric winch. So those are the big steps of progress we made up here on the boat. So let's go check out the shop in there, and I'll give you the update on the engine.
Okay, this is just crazy. We are taking apart the engine a little bit further to paint it, clean it up, reassemble. And we noticed when we were surveying the engine, there was some like JB weld on the alternator bracket. And we decided we better replace the alternator bracket, of course, because that didn't look good. And we're like, what is all this stuff? And so when we were taking the alternator apart last night, it was broken. The water pump housing was broken, and the bolt that was holding the whole bracket on was in about 1.5 threads. That was all that was holding that alternator for the last 100 hours or whatever of operation. It's crazy. They would have been dead in the water. But there we go. One more thing to replace.
All right, well, here we are in the shop with the heart of the beast, the engine. Like we said, most all progress has been forward direction, good progress. A couple setbacks, that's normal with basically any boat project. With this one, we went to go put on our newly rebuilt transmission and brand new drive plate. We had removed the old one and got the brand new one to replace it. Actually buttoned it all together, and then found that we couldn't actually get the engine to turn without a heck of a lot of force, and we went, ooh, something's wrong here. We were trying to just bar it over by hand when we were timing the injection pump, and figured out that we actually need a little spacer in order to give us a little more room, because that new drive plate is just about 1/4 of an inch too deep. So it's always something.
The old one's discontinued. This is the only option.
The old one's discontinued. This is the only option. So yes, we need the spacer. So we're waiting on that, but it should be here within the week. So we'll have that buttoned together. Newly rebuilt injection pump is on the engine, timed correctly. New injectors. We pulled the oil pan off just to make sure everything looked good down there. Give it a good cleaning. Didn't find anything of concern. Tim gave it a good look up underneath just to check everything out. So that's all really great. We have our heat exchanger on, it all tested, pressure tested well. Things look great there. So we are definitely all going back together. New exhaust elbow came, thing of beauty. And we're also custom building a riser that's gonna lift this guy up it's about 2 feet we're doing, I think. And that's really gonna help with trying to prevent any chance of water basically getting shoved back through the muffler up into the engine. And we do not want to drown this engine as we're going around the Americas. So that's gonna be an awesome addition. I really think that's a great idea. So all is good with the engine. Things are moving forward. We will have it in the boat by next week, and then it's on to hooking it up and making things peachy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.